We only have a few more minutes, but I do want to ask you, when you say things like, referring to Davos Man, they feasted on calamity, that COVID's lethal impacts and economic ravages were magnified by their actions, that they are predators who attack without restraint. They've managed to turn every crisis into an opportunity for their further enrichment. When you write things like that, do you feel that I mean, you're really showing your hand here. You're not holding back much. Can you still be an objective reporter for the New York Times?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't buy the idea that being an objective reporter for the New York Times means I can't take 30 years of reporting experience and transparently help the reader with the conclusion. I mean, I am open-minded. I work for no political party. I work for no particular corporate interest, but I've been writing about the economy now for a long time. And I've watched and tested a lot of ideas, and I do have a point of view. But that doesn't mean that I can't continue to think critically and test out the limitations of my own thinking. I mean, this book represents stuff I've been thinking about for a long time, and that thinking is not over. I mean, I'm not at the end.
Have you heard from any of your Davos men? Have they gotten back to you? Have you gotten feedback? What do they think?
Well, you know, most of these guys that I've written about, I mean, I've had contact with them over the years. I've seen them up close in various forums, but most of them didn't engage on the book to begin with. Benioff did, to his credit. I had a long conversation and a bunch of text exchanges with Benioff, though when I finally had to check a fact in my excerpt, he had tweeted out a picture of himself on a boat with Lars Ulrich, the Metallica drummer, that I used at the end of an excerpt to make the point that it was kind of comical that Benioff keeps saying that the virus has unified us all. We're just one big family. It's erased the illusions of our borders. By the way, somebody reached out to tell me that Salesforce actually does business with ICE, an entity for which our borders are in no way illusory. He didn't respond to my question, is that really Lars Ulrich in the boat next to you? The World Economic Forum communications people wrote a blog post about my book where they actually praised it for its description of inequality, but they said, you know, we wish you hadn't made us part of the problem. Other than that, I can't say I've had a lot of
mild rebuke
contact from Davos Man.
So you don't worry that if you try to write about JP Morgan or Salesforce or Amazon or Blackstone that you won't be able to get access?
I'm not an access journalist. I mean, my feeling is that those who think strategically about access are generally participating in kind of PR apparatus. I mean, this is how I've operated my whole career. Like I ask questions and people get back to me or they don't. I welcome access on transparent terms, and I'd love to spend time talking to corporate CEOs, but I'm not going to pull my punches and underserve the reader with clarity because I'm worried about whether Jamie Dimon will shake my hand at a cocktail party if I go back to Davos. I mean, I think that's a form of corruption that doesn't serve anybody's interests.
Okay, well, we're out of time. I want to thank you, Peter. This was wonderful, very, very enlightening. Keep on breaking dishes and tilting at windmills and being an iconoclast. Your book is available on Amazon.com.
It is.
But also at small bookstores near you.
That's true.
Thank you.
Thanks for your spirited questions, Paula. And thanks, Patty, for arranging this. And thanks to everybody at OPC. I really appreciate it.
All right. Good night. Thank you for joining us, participants.